And this morning, this is just a bit of crack journalism.
Oh, yeah.
Or crack editoring, or sub-editoring, or whoever does it, right? Because read all the papers for all the reports of the matches. I think everybody does, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your team of one, you read every single report the next day. Including a publication quite close to our house, the Daily Sport.
Oh, yeah.
Which is quite amusing, right? But it's got quite good coverage on football, but it's like... you might not know, but Manchester City's scorer, how many has he got now? Go to 28, is it?
Yeah, I think it is, 28, yeah.
28. Right, he's known as the GOAT.
Yeah.
Right, and the current, the local colloquialism phrase, feed the goat and he will score, as emblazoned on your T-shirt.
Absolutely.
Did he pay for that one?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Right, so you feed the goat and he will score, right? And so there's a report in the Daily Sport on page 49 of Goater 2 to the rescue, right, and scoring his goal, right? A perfectly good report, isn't it? And then at the bottom of that article, it says... Chef had sex with goat, page 5.
Hey, quick!
And so, you know, obviously, if you're interested in reading about Sean Goater,
the
goat, there's a goat connection, so you would want to know about that, wouldn't
Definitely,
you?
yeah. What's he been up to?
Well, I mean, I don't want, in the interest of decency, and I must say hello to Matt the Boy in Newton Le Willows, who's sent in lots of preemptives on this.
Oh, really?
Change would do you good. I tried, Mull Historical Society, Animal Cannabis, Mull Historical Society, I'm So Lonely Cast, How the Hell Do I Explain Ben and Jason, Stuck in the Middle, Steelers Wheel, Hard to Explain, The Strokes, Wild Thing, The Trogs, and Bad Touch by the Bloodhound.
Stuck in a moment you can't.
Well, I've always said to. And I don't want to, in person say, we decided not to do this for Son of Cheesily today in the interest of public decency. But I'd just like to read it because we just thought this was hilarious. This is the story, which cross-references from Sean Goater having scored 2 goals.
Of course.
Which obviously connects to. A jobless chef had sex with a goat on allotments. As trained passengers stared at him in amazement. Now then, I'm in no way here trying to offend public decency. I'm going to be as polite as I can with this. Nor am I trying to illustrate the lighter side of bestiality.
No, horrid.
But anyway, I'll leave his name out, right? Blah, 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 was first spotted acting suspiciously near the horned nanny goat, which was tethered next to a railway line. Right, he restrained the animal, which cannot be named for legal reasons.
Hey!
We have protected the, whatever the goat's name. Would that make a difference if you knew the goat's name?
Hardly.
Right, and it's before, blah, 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 blah. It happened, he was on the allotment, it happened in full view of passengers on the 6:45 Halter Bridlington train, which had halted at signals alongside.
How unfortunate!
I don't want to go into too much detail about it. But I don't know. Where's the other bit? It was on open land, and I don't want to go into it at all, right? But the police officer who's investigating it said, "I saw the goat the next day. It did not seem too upset, but it's difficult to tell."
Top-flight journalism!
And so, I don't know. It just tickled us, didn't it, really? I'm probably... Anyway, no. As I say, in the interest of public decency, we won't do Son of Cheesily on that, right? But today, I've got a big exclusive.
Really?
We are going to do the snail story.
Oh! Tempting.
That's Baby You're My Light, Richard Hawley, which is a fab tune, right?
Yep,
and
love it.
It's out now, right? So you can buy it. Why wouldn't you? You've got Late Night Finally albums, very good as well. 17 minutes past.
Whoa.
Time does get on, doesn't it?
It do.
08700 100 100, right? If you'd like to be on Circle of Chance. Son of Cheesily stories, then. I don't know. I mean, it's tempting, isn't it? The story. We've already done the story now about the goat. We didn't need to do it again. We could just call it the goat story.
Yeah.
Without going into any more detail.
And I mean, we can always put the snail story on the back burner.
I've also got the tortoise story on the back burner.
God, how many back burners have you got?
Well, I've got a range.
Well, we're all right then.
But anyway, right, a few that we considered and threw away. We thought we'd thrown away the goat story.
Yep.
But I don't know, it might be coming back. They just the blind date. A couple met last week, right, and they were quite an attractive couple and everything, and people thought they might get on, and they've got on very badly, which is not particularly interesting at all. No. Except it's just a great quote, really. If I can find it, he's going on about how thick she was.
Yeah.
He says she drones on and on about nothing of any interest. We went on a boat trip, and it was then I realised just how thick she was. She asked me, "Why is it that fish are wet?" They're having new speed cameras that are going to recognise your face.
Oh, really?
So it doesn't matter what you're driving, right?
Right.
They will,
you have to wear a disguise while you're driving your car, then.
Or a Slipknot mask.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Britain's set for 100 years of wetter winters because of global warming. 100 years of crap, wet, drizzly winters we're going to have. Dinosaurs could run as fast as Olympic sprinters, scientists claim yesterday. They find is that news?
Probably not that, no.
I always thought, you know, how they can go 20 mile an hour. I would have expected a T-Rex to be able to go that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And a great day for Britain yesterday, Mark.
Why?
Because we got some people who successfully managed to walk across a footbridge across the stream in London Village. You know, people knock this country. You know, I mean, how many countries in the world could get a bridge together? Well, it wobbled the first time, right? In a question. The fashions are, like the 15-year-old twins themselves, parent-friendly and far removed from the sexy style of Britney Spears. Britney Spears has got horrid clothes, hasn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know much about them. What was that on Frank Skinner? A kind of, you know, one fishnet sleeve on it.
Didn't see it, mate.
And sort of pinstripe trousers gathered in a cuff just below the knee. You can see tat when you see it. The polite, well-dressed blondes who began on television as babies and have stayed there ever since were described by the Hollywood Reporter as the most powerful young women in Hollywood. Their film and fashion empire is worth $1 billion. 100 books have been written about them. They dance, sing, appear on telly, design clothes, run a magazine. According to their father, they still clean their own rooms. And their very wholesome line of fashion is coming to Asda. They epitomise the aspirations of middle-class California. Pretty, polite and successful.
Oh, yeah.
Then there are dozens of websites, but the nation is divided in America. One critic wrote, "The Olsen brats make me violently sick." They were formed into a corporation on their 7th birthday and have so far produced 30 straight-to-video films, which alone earned nearly £300 million.
It's not bad, is it?
It's not bad. I've never heard of them. They're in all the papers today. Very pretty young girls.
Yeah.
Sort of a bit of Buffy the Vampire-esque.
I think I might have seen them on, like, what the kids watch on telly on Sky, you know.
Oh, yeah, right. They don't... I haven't got Sky, so I don't know. But anyway, there you are. Wholesome American cuddly fashion icons come to Britain, right?
Clean.
Okay. Stephen King is to hang up his pen because he's just repeating himself, right? He may finally be finishing because he says he's got nothing left he wants to say. He has no desire, he says, to keep on writing for the sake of writing. He says you get to a point where you get to the edges of a room and you can go back and go where you've been and basically recycle stuff. I've seen it in my own work. People, when they read Buick 8, his new novel, which is coming out in the autumn, are going to think, Christine, it's about a car that's not normal, okay?
Yeah, well, you would, wouldn't you?
All right, so all this stuff he's saying is getting boring. I don't think that's quite good, really, because he's written 60 books, mine.
In fact, his last book he co-wrote with somebody else, didn't he?
Did he?
I'm sure he did, yeah. There's 2 credits on it.
Right, okay.
Oh, somebody can tell us about that, but yeah.
Right, all right, fair enough. That's weird, isn't it, writing a book with someone else?
Yeah.
But anyway, so he thinks it's all got boring now, and he doesn't fancy doing it anymore, so, now then, I don't know what to do now.
Michelle's made her mind up.
All right, then. Oh, go on then. Oh, go on then. All right, we'll do.
Michelle wants us to do the goat. We'll do the goat.
All right then. You know, Michelle's in charge today.
Yeah.
You know, apart from the phones, which Chris is in charge of.
Yeah, well, that'll be right.
We'll have to put the snail story over here with the tortoise story once again, right? I am not, in the interest of public decency, going to go through any details of the story again, right?
No need.
Henceforth, it will just be known as the goat story.
Yep.
All right, so there's your suggestions for today, right? Stephen King, he says he's just as dull as dishwater and he doesn't want to do it anymore, so he's not doing it anymore, right? The wholesome Olsens, squeaky clean and all that, and the goat story.
Okay.
All right then, mark.radcliffe@bbc.co.uk is the email address and the text 07764 100 100. So many haters are Still DRE, Dr. Dre featuring Snoop Dogg. Good afternoon, this is Mark and Lard. It's 9 minutes past 2. Right, now then, I have to tell you that the Wholesome Olsen story...
Bin.
The Stephen King story...
Bin.
Gone. Although I do like Stephen King, I've never read any of his books, actually. I'm not a particular fan of horror, but I like him because he was, I remember reading a story when he was listening to his local radio station. He was writing, and he phoned him up to say, can you play some Black Sabbath? They said, we don't play anything like that. He said, right, okay, I'll sort this out. So he went and bought the radio station.
And they play Black Sabbath.
Now play Black Sabbath. Which is fairly doos, isn't it? Right. Which leaves us, the Stephen King story and the Wholesome Olsen story have gone, which leaves us with...
The goat story.
The goat story. Right, now then, I've not wanting to go through it again, right?
No.
And we did the details as much as we could before, right? Not mention his name. We can't mention the goat's name for legal reasons.
No.
You can apparently mention the bloke's name.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to, right?
Where's the justice?
I don't want to get embroiled in any of that at all.
No.
Right? But there you are. So if you missed the goat story at the beginning, then tough, right?
Yep.
You're just left with the goat suggestions, and you'll have to work out the story.
Go buy a paper.
Right, okay then. So, here come the suggestions, right? Which it's seen them all off, hasn't it?
It has.
The goat story.
Fire away.
The public has spoken. Right, what's going on here? Husky and the Blowfish. Self-esteem, offspring.
Nice.
That's from Kieran and Stevie and Port Stewart. Things that make you go, C&C Music Factory from Crispin Perkoff in Edinburgh Village. Right, Billy Get Your Guns from Bon Jovi.
Nice.
From Russ Decorating in Jersey, Embarrassment by Madness. John Davis. AC/DC, Caught With Your Pants Down.
Oh, aye.
We'll leave the 9 Inch Nails one there, I think. Yes, then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
Bit of class.
Robbie and Nicole. Come on, this is a good record. You Sexy Thing, Hot Chocolate. Billy, Don't Be a Hero.
Hey.
Paper Lace. Right, I See You Baby, Shaking That Ass.
Oh, yeah.
Basement Jacks from David Hearsey. Def Leppard, Animal. And I don't...
No.
Graham. Beauty and the Beast, right, by David Bowie.
Oh, yeah.
Cook Star. Out in the Open by Goats Don't Shave.
Oh, right.
That's from Gail. Although it was... no, I can't.
No.
I can't.
How was it for you, James? Fellow witness. Is she really going out with him, Joe Jackson? Don't stand so close to me, the police. That's from Kevin Dukes. Or he'd probably want to remain anonymous. Pet Sounds, the Beach Boys.
Lovely. Brian Wilson, apparently, on his gigs, is doing the whole of Pet Sounds in the second half.
God, you'd like to see that, wouldn't you? Just Like a Woman, Bob Dylan. just the two of us, Will Smith. Oh, no, there wasn't, there was a trainload of them.
The Halter Bridlington 645 was parked at the sidings.
That's from Andrew L. Bridger. Things can only get better, Dereem. I agree with that. From Paul and Buckley. Get off! The Prince. It's from Stick. Lemonhead's the outdoor type. That's one way of putting it. The Pretenders, Kid, from Jim Boy Hayward. It's a Sin, Pet Shop Boys. Left to My Own Devices, the Pet Shop Boys. And Booty Call, All Saints Ian in Edinburgh.
Can I just point out that absolutely it is a sin?
Yeah.
Let's not be ambivalent about this.
No.
We're in no way condoning or celebrating this, Right, Poor Misguided Fool. Star Sailor. Walk on the Wild Side, Lou Reed. I wouldn't normally do this kind of thing, the Pet Shop Boys. Did he just say that one?
No.
From Peter Sisson. I think we'll leave those White Snake suggestions. Thanks very much. See, we're being careful.
We are very careful.
We're being careful. Where do we stand on timing Kangaroo Down Sport, shall? Okay, I'll leave it. I'll leave that one. Right. Born of Frustration by James from Dirty Sanchez. Stuck in a moment you can't get out of. You too, from Jeff with Frazzle. Paul Weller, You Do Something to Me. Now,
yes, that's what it's about.
That's a nice love song. It's like The Day We Caught the Train, Billy Ocean Colour Scene.
Very good.
We've got Come On Billy, PJ Harvey from the boys in Lab 6, Phil, Neil, Mike and Gav. High on a Hill with a Lonely Goat Herd.
It's a good night out.
Julie Andrews. What is it? Is that from? Is it Mary Poppins? Is it Sound of Music? I think it's Sound of Music, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it?
Paddy McGinty's Goat, Val Dudicum, and yes, well that'll do from me, I think.
The Animal in Me by Fat Harry White.
Oh, a class track.
Sent in by Popeye. Weezer, Goat Punishment Blue. Shudder to Think, Goat, and Strapping Young Lad by Goat from Pete Greaves. We'll leave it there.
Right. Yes, we'll leave it there. That's Usher, and You Remind Me. It's lovely to hear that one again.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it.
You never find anyone, never come across anyone who admits to liking Usher, do you? And yet, sells bucket loads, doesn't he? So there must be someone there somewhere. Right, the goat story then. Should we wrap this one up?
Yep.
All right then. Son of Cheesily, the final batch of suggestions. You go first, laddie boy.
I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Yes.
Meatloaf, says Adrian in Aberystwyth University. Keep it out of sight, Dr. Feelgood. No, just don't do it. No sheep till Buxton, the Mac lads. The chase is better than the catch. Motorhead. It's believable. Adam and the Phantom. Bon Jovi, You Give Love a Bad Name.
Yes.
James Oldham from Chorley suggests Bewilderbeast, Badly Drawn Boy.
Aye.
I Want the One I Can't Have. The Smiths, says Anita Jones. We like that.
Yep.
People Are Strange, The Doors. I'm Finding It Harder to Be a Gentleman by the White Stripes. Look Away, Big Country. And we repeat, It's a Sin, the Pet Shop Boys.
Right. Okay.
And that is from Pete Sharp.
All right. Go Wild in the Country, Bow Wow Wow.
Yeah.
Jacko in Chesterfield. I think we'll leave the Madonna one, you know.
Okay.
I think we're alone now. Tiffany.
Right.
From Nathan, who's playing with his rabbit in Nottingham. I didn't mean to turn you on, Robert Palmer. Down on the Farm, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Because I Want to, Billy. Kind of, we're saying nout. That's from Earl James IV. Ever fallen in love with someone you shouldn't have?
Hey!
The Buzzcocks, Terry Green in Bentworth sent that one. Bad Intentions, Dr. Dre from Richmead in the Exeter we got Everything in Its Right Place, Radiohead.
Yep.
Right, from Joel. Caught Out There, Khalees.
Good.
From Bob, Due a Win Again, Agnew. Tainted Love, Soft Cell.
Very good.
From James Anderson in Balloch. I Would Rather Go Blind, Rod Stewart, P.P. Arnold, from our show in Nottinghamshire. Iron Maiden, The Evil That Men Do.
Yes.
Quite right. Papa Roach, Last Resort.
Hey.
You too. You still haven't found what I'm looking for. I don't know. There's lots that would have done today, but we'll go with Terry Green from Bentworth, who suggested... Fantastic, that takes me back. There's Ever Fallen in Love with Someone You Shouldn't Have by the Buzzcocks, suggested by Terry Green in Bentworth today, right? Who gets his choice of prize for the winning entry.
Very good.
Right, okay, and what?
Shell.
Right, stop it. Right, so I hope you weren't offended by the coverage of that story. I think we avoided...
It was in the best possible taste.
I think so. Well, I would hope so, anyway. But if any of it was offensive, then, Michelle, I'm sorry. Okay?
And me.
Okay.
Really sorry.
All right. Friends?